Oh man, so yeah, I know we're obviously a baseball podcast, but last night, probably the biggest news we'll have in the sports world this year, the New York Knicks, for the first time in 53 years, are NBA champions.
Bing bong.
Uh, yeah, bing freaking bong. I mean, what can I say? They started off slow. They were down double digits early, and they came back and won. I mean, just one of the most unbelievable finals runs I've seen in any sport. I mean, just considering how dominant they didn't face a single elimination game. Uh, you know, they had back-to-back sweeps in the conference semis and the conference finals. You know, and I can't lie, I had a very, very crazy night last night. Actually, there was a event in Philly called Uproar, which is like a 21 plus furry slash pup night organized by Philadelphia staff, and to say I was enjoying myself would be an understatement because I was many drinks deep. We all were, but we were all, like we had "Let's Go Knicks" chants going. Even though we were in Philly, we were going nuts. We were celebrating. It was just a very all around happy night.
That is awesome. Yeah, I have never really been a big NBA follower because I don't really have a team to go
I
for.
mean, yeah, that's the one thing like you don't have a local team for up
I
there
I
in
have the
Washington.
Trailblazers, but eh.
I mean, you
Uh,
can root against the Thunder at least.
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I fucking hate the Thunder.
That's always
But
a good option.
I mean, there's a chance that the Sonics come back. So we'll see.
That'll be cool. That'll
Yeah,
be a good reason I
but
think to yeah.
yeah, I've never really been a fan of the NBA for that reason, and also I personally prefer college basketball. I find it more
Yeah.
entertaining personally. But still, I am incredibly happy for you. I ever since like last season, I became more of a Knicks fan because like most of my friends are Knicks fans. Like most of my friends that actually follow basketball are Knicks fans. So
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
very
I
very happy
I
for y'all.
was not a huge basketball fan for the last few years, but it's been a fun run to see. And the fact that the Knicks were able to end a 53-year drought kind of makes me think, hey, maybe the Mets can end a 40-year drought. So
Yeah.
the important thing is that all of Zoran Mamdani's teams have won the championship. He's an Arsenal fan. They won the Premier League. He's a Knicks fan. They won the NBA championship. He is a Mets fan. So
Here's hoping.
man,
I was gonna
man,
say,
that would like make my life if I get to see the Knicks and the Mets win a championship in the same year. So
I don't think they're winning this year, but
well, I mean, you never know. Like
what
they
I was
they
gonna what I was gonna say is Mamdani can only push all of its energy towards so much. So I feel like he's neglected the Mets this year. He's tried, but just he's put his
I
energy elsewhere. So like maybe next year.
I mean, here's the
It's a
thing with
good
the
track
Mets this
record though.
year. There's a lot of parallels that I'm feeling to the 2024 season because again, 2024 they got off to a pretty dismal start, but because the rest of the National League wasn't really separating themselves, they were always kind of right there, and people were saying, like, hey, it's been really bad, but they're only a few games out. And despite how bad they've been, being 5.5 games out in the middle of June is so far from a death sentence. I mean,
Oh yeah.
you really just realistically got to get a little bit closer. Maybe get to within 2-3 games of a wild card spot by the time the trade deadline goes around. Um, I have my thoughts on David Stearns. Not a lot of them are great, but the one thing I've respected during his tenure is that he has always been willing to be aggressive at the trade deadline. He has been willing to patch some holes that need to be patched. So Given the kind of year this is looking like for the Mets, I think barring a deep playoff run, Carlos Mendoza will lose his job. I think we could see David Stearns' role change. I think they're probably going to hire a GM under him if this season ends up disappointing. I think he'll be aggressive again at the trade deadline if they're even close. So, yeah, call me delusional, call me crazy, but I'm seeing some parallels to 2024, and I'm not writing the season off until they are actually eliminated.
Yeah. And going back to the Knicks, I just need to point out that the one game that the Knicks lost was the only game that Donald Trump attended, which
Yep.
That's true.
so funny to me. But also,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I agree. He kind of got what he deserved. I mean those boos before game 3 were like the most unreal thing I've ever heard. I've never heard anyone boo anything that loud.
Yeah,
That was crazy.
Like, you could have put Tyrese Halliburton, Reggie Miller, and Trae Young out on the middle of that court, and they still would not have gotten booed as loudly as Donald Trump did.
Yeah.
So
I agree. I will say, as somebody, I also am not a big I don't really follow basketball. I would say I'm just kind of beholden to Chicago sports for the most part because of relativity, as we've always said, the Bulls. And of course, it's easy growing up
yeah.
in the late 90s, 2000s to remember back to, Michael Jordan. So I've always kind of said that, but I don't have a true team. So hearing that the Knicks had gone 53 years without a championship, they truly were an underdog, you know. Um, and I saw some plays with Wemby, because this is a really cool perspective for somebody who's not like a fan of the NBA, right? I was watching leading up to this championship a lot of TikToks about Wemby, and I thought the guy was, from what I could see, like really good. He's stupid fucking tall, and like, uh, the plays were like generally good plays. But after seeing what he did in the championship, dude, fuck that guy. He's
I
dirty.
liked Wemby a lot, honestly, before this finals. Even coming into the finals, I'm like, he's going to be a tough player to face, but he's been fun to watch. And hey, if the Knicks can shut him down, it'll be great. But it was just there were several instances where he just did not get called for stuff that should have absolutely been a flagrant foul.
He should have 4
And
points, and he should have been
very
suspended.
real chance he would have been, if there was a game 6, there's a very real chance he would have been suspended for it. So, but we don't have to worry about that because it was always Knicks in 5. And one more point on the Knicks. I was actually scrolling Twitter and I found this. I thought it was NBA Centel for a second, but it is the actual NBA Central account. And it says apparently James Dolan, the owner of the Knicks, met with the players before the playoffs and asked them to refrain from sex for 10 weeks. So, I don't know if they all did that and if that was a part, but you know what? If No Nut June is what it took for the Knicks to win an NBA title, then hey, I'm all for it.
Hey man, if it work, it's only weird if it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Harps off, baby. I gotta
Exactly.
say, I got 2 things. Okay, back to this. I have to complain about one thing about the Knicks winning in 5, and it's because Game 6 would have been today.
No, Game 6 would have been tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or Tuesday, I'm sorry. I believe Game 6 would have been Tuesday, yeah.
Usually there's at least a 1-day break.
There's at least 1 day, but yeah, because I think it would have been going back to New York, so there's 2 days.
So they don't do 3 then 2 like baseball?
No, they do
2
2 1 1 1. Yeah, it's them and hockey are a little bit different than baseball in that way.
Okay. Because my thought was and then this is the only reason why I thought they were playing today. If they weren't playing today, I don't. Yeah, never mind. I don't have anything because the bullshit Freedom 250 UFC fight at the DC. If they were playing
Hmm.
tonight, it would have overshadowed that event
That would have been
so
awesome.
much.
Yes.
It would have
Yeah.
been ridiculous, and it would have been great to see the viewership difference. But we don't. I guess if it was never going to happen, that's fine. But
Yeah.
okay, yeah, no, go Knicks. I'm excited
Go
for you.
Knicks.
The-
I'm
the-
very happy. I wish the parade was one day earlier. I am actually off work Wednesday through Friday. I'm gonna be going to Ocean City, Maryland for a trip. But if the parade was on Wednesday instead of Thursday, I would have pushed that back a little bit because I would absolutely have been in the Canyon of Heroes in New York
Oh yeah.
watching that Knicks parade. Oh man.
You might have to be sick.
Oh, I mean, I'm off, but I'm also going to be in Maryland. So,
Oh right.
I mean, I might see. I might be like, all right, fuck it, let's just
Let's be
drive
real.
back up.
How
But I
old
don't
will
know.
you be in 53 years from now? Because that could happen.
I'm going to be 85 years old.
So it could happen. You know, it might be worth doing it now because you just don't know.
I'm going to see if the Mets win, like a Mets championship would mean the most to me out of any sports team
course.
anywhere. So if they ever end up winning it, like that is a championship I'm playing hooky. I'm going to that parade.
Yo, you need that Mom Donnie magic. Keep it going.
They're off to a good start today. They're already at the top of the second, and they're already up 4-1. I mean, taking a series with how bad the Mets have been against the Atlanta Braves, to take their first series against them would be huge.
Yeah.
You gotta start somewhere.
Well, anyway, let's. I think we should do a proper intro, don't you?
Yeah.
Speaking of starting
all
somewhere.
right. Well, welcome to the Untitled Furry Baseball Podcast. My name's Argo.
My name is Drewski.
And I'm Solis the Wolf.
I hope you guys enjoyed that longer intro because it was very necessary, I believe.
Yeah, Nixon 5, baby.
Nixon 5.
I'm just coming right into this.
Yeah, come back to baseball.
I have to. Sorry, Drewski.
It's okay. You know
Cardinals
what? Vibes are high.
Cardinals officially have the season series against the Mets. We do not play each other for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
But they were not sweeps.
No, they did not get swept. I did kind of expect them to put up a little bit better of a fight in the home series. Because I mean, pretty much every team they've played twice, like in the second series, if they lost the first series, they were kind of able to at least get revenge and win the second series. So, even if they weren't going to win the first two games were not particularly close.
Right.
So a little bit disappointing, but it's okay.
I mean, I know that last game where the Cardinals lost 5-4. That was a game. That was
a great game. Reminds me of how much I adore Juan Soto, and I'm very glad he's going to be on my baseball team for the next 13 years.
It's a long time.
How many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So with that Mets series, the Cardinals are in a current 11-game stretch with a break. It's right in the middle of the Kansas City Royals series. It would be 12 games straight, but they get a random day break and play a day later at Kansas City.
I can tell you exactly what that is because the same thing is happening to the Mets this coming weekend. There's probably a World Cup game in Kansas City, and they didn't want to schedule a baseball game because the Mets are playing in Philly this weekend, and there's a World Cup game at Lincoln Financial Field on Friday. And so they are doing a weird Thursday, Saturday, Sunday series.
Yeah, I'm curious now. I have to look at just to see, but just putting it up there. Yep, Saturday, June 20th. Yep, Ecuador versus Curacao.
Yep.
Curacao.
Yeah.
My bad.
Curacao. Yep.
I don't know why did I want to say like Morocco? My bad. Curacao. So yeah, that makes way more sense. I was like, why is this a weird break? Because as the Cardinals, you don't want to be away at another team's freaking place and have a day off. I mean, a day off's a day off, but still, like, it's not home. It's like, fuck.
Yeah, it's a little
But
weird.
to be fair, it's also Kansas City. It's the ice was the ice 70
Yeah.
series, so it's also like theoretically they could all take a quick trip back. Finish well. It's a late game Friday, so you could, I guess, leave late, get
Wait,
home
are
early
they? Wait,
Saturday,
what's their schedule? They're playing Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, or
Thursday, Friday, off Saturday, come back Sunday.
uh
It's
yeah,
late
I
games Thursday
mean
and Friday, and I think that's also because of the World Cup.
they'll stay in Kansas City. They're not going to go all the way back across the state.
It's not that far of a drive or flight.
I
No,
mean,
but
they're not.
fair
They wouldn't.
enough.
They would fly, but I
Yeah.
don't. I don't know. Logistically, that wouldn't make a ton of sense.
If I'm
I
a
mean,
professional baseball player, I'm not. I'm sticking with the team.
yeah. I mean, the Mets are. I mean, the Mets are going to be even close. Mets are like Philadelphia is about 2 hours from New York, so if guys really wanted to, they could probably go home. I don't know what they would usually do with that, but
Mhm.
maybe someone want to stay and hang around. Maybe they're going to go to the World Cup game. Who knows?
That
Yeah.
could be. They do have the opportunity. Cardinals and Royals could all just be bygones
Yeah.
and chill at the World Cup.
It kind of brings up an interesting question that I just thought of with this conversation. Are there any teams that, still like travel from city to city by bus? Like is there any teams that are like close enough where they just do that, or do they all just
I
fly
mean,
now?
the Mets definitely do when they go to Philadelphia. They're
Okay,
not doing a
yeah.
chartered flight.
I'd assume
And
as
I
well
would
for
assume
Yankees.
I would assume, yeah, if they're
It-
playing the Phillies.
yeah, the
Going
teams
to
that are in the same city.
Boston, I think they usually fly. But I would think like if you're going from like maybe Philadelphia to DC, I they might take the bus or take a train. I can't. Yeah, they probably don't fly. That's really close. And same thing with like DC, Baltimore. That's an hour
Yeah.
apart. So
Makes
yeah.
sense.
Yeah, I'm curious about that. About a more broader sense for other teams, or like what are the protocols to where like you have to bus instead of because I feel like
I don't know if there's any protocol where you have to bus, but I mean, I would say obviously over a certain amount, you definitely have to fly.
right.
I've seen a few. I think the Marlins earlier this year posted about um, taking Amtrak to a game, and I believe that was again they were going from DC to Philadelphia or vice versa.
Hmm.
All right, I am gonna bring it back a little bit because I do want to brag about my Cardinals, and then I'm just gonna let you guys talk for the rest of the whole entire thing.
Sure.
Just to say we're doing great. Somehow, I'm starting to say, hey, Drewski, could you start believing in the Cardinals? Yes, you love your Mets, but like just start giving us some love because I'm
I. Why would
we're
I do
what
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
38 and 30 and we've played some of the hardest teams in baseball and won the series. And what seemed like kind of like this team is going to be fluky. They're all really young guys, one of the youngest rosters proven. Um, Hell, we just called up a kid, Blaze Jordan, yesterday. Uh, he's only been in 2 games, and he got his first home run yesterday, which was a big deciding factor on beating the Twins. But yeah, in 2 games, he's got 4 hits in 8 at bats, and it's just been like that all year. Where it's been like when people need some rest time or somebody's like on the 10-day, we've been calling people up. Like Nelson Vasquez has done really well coming up as well. He's I mean only played in 10 games and 26 at bats, but has a 346 with 1,000 OPS. And I'm just pointing that out to say just whenever our people are needing the rest, the people we've called up have produced. And it's just been this really weird year of these young guys are all doing really well. And when we need some help, they're not flopping. They're doing. And it's
Mhm.
starting to build this feeling of maybe this team might be built for the postseason. It's kind of crazy. I didn't expect much because we couldn't predict. There's nothing on our team that says these are our pitching staff are not aces. You know, we don't
Yeah.
have any real aces on our team, and a lot of our runs come from manufactured runs. It's a lot of very smart base running, stealing bases, making stuff out of nothing the best they can. I don't know. It's just been a really fun year, and it's been we're kind of in this situation now where it's like, damn, they're formidable for a team that wasn't expected to do much.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
You guys are sitting
So
2.5 games into a wild card spot right now, so
with
looking
the
pretty
Cubs
good.
trailing in that second spot, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are at the top wild card spot, and then right
Yes.
behind you are the Phillies.
Oh, are
I
they?
believe that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
38 and 32. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And unfortunately, I will say this: I thought the Braves were the best team in baseball.
They unfortunately are, but
They are right now. But, and I want to bring this up later. I'm just dropping this tidbit now, but I want to move on to your guys' stuff first. But with the Brewers being in our central division, god damn it, Mizorowski. Holy shit. But
he's
we could save that
unreal.
for a little bit if you guys want to talk about what's going on with y'all.
Yeah.
I haven't caught up with the Mariners, so I don't know anything what's going on with them.
Mariners, we have been kind of floating along pretty even right now. In the last week, we had a 4-game series with the Orioles that we split. We're currently 1-1 against the Nationals and currently playing right now, tied 1-1 in the third. So we'll see kind of how that goes. Nothing super big other than I would like Luis Castillo to stop getting starts. Because it was entirely his fault that we lost yesterday.
Oh shit.
Because we got like I said, we have a 6-man pitching roster now, and I would like to have our weakest link go into the bullpen and go back to 5 in this case, because Luis Castillo, he has not been really doing too well. Otherwise though, we've put Cole Young, my goat second baseman, into the 1 slot in our lineup, and I fucking love it. I love Cole Young. He's really like shown out so far this season. He's got a 262 average, really being a really solid second baseman on his second year. Really solid player. Really happy to have him. Yeah. Not much else to say. Colt Emerson's also been having a really awesome rookie season so far. Several home runs. Yeah, that's all I've got.
Yeah, been an interesting stretch. Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna comment. Yep, you're in the lead. It's a stark difference from about a month ago.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody's got to win the American League West.
It better be us. But the A's are also A's are on a 4-game win streak, so I could actually I feel like my prediction that I said at the beginning of the year that the A's are going to make a wild card spot, that might actually come true, and I think that's kind of crazy, but also really cool.
Yeah, I mean the A's are legit. I think it was only a matter of time before their young talent finally broke through, and they're breaking through. So really curious to see if they're able to make it in as like the maybe the top wild card, and then host a postseason series at the Sacramento ballpark. I think that'd be really funny.
That would.
I mean, I remember people were freaking out last year. The Rays got off to a hot start, and people were like, "Okay, well, if the Rays make the postseason, are they actually going to play postseason games at a minor league ballpark?" And didn't really have to worry about that last year. Look like this year now they're back at the Trop now, but they're on pace to make the postseason. But I mean, the A's don't really have any other options unless you want to go back and play at the Coliseum, which would never happen.
Yeah, that's all I've got to say about the Mariners. So, Drewski, if you'd like to talk about your Mets.
Yeah, it has been a weird stretch. I feel like they've had a lot of times where they're kind of showing some signs of life. Like they're really making a more of a comeback, and they just haven't. Uh, last in the last week, they have lost a series to the St. Louis Cardinals at home. They are currently in the midst of a three-game series against the Braves. They did win game one, had a late comeback effort staved off yesterday. The Braves took game two. Game three is actually going on right now. In the bottom of the second, they're up 4-1. So, dare I say, I'm feeling pretty optimistic. And, people were talking on Friday, June 12th has been kind of the turning point of the last two seasons. Last year, it is the game where Kodai Senga got injured by a bad Pete Alonso threw it a first, and it was kind of all downhill from there. But the season before, on June 12th, our Lord and Savior himself, Grimace, threw out the first pitch against the
Yes.
Miami Marlins and kind of jump started their run back to the NLCS for the first time in almost a decade. So, on Friday night, we did have Naruto night. So that may be our good omen, but we also debuted home run celebration with the Spider-Man mask. I don't know if you guys saw that one. But apparently, while they were in Seattle, a Mets fan gifted Juan Soto a Spider-Man mask, and that has become their new home run celebration. So, it could, Spider-Man could be this year's Grimace Man. Who knows? And I think, don't want to get too ahead of myself, but with the struggles the Mets have had against the Braves in recent years, um, taking their first series against them would be a really great sign for me. So, again, don't want to go get too excited and go crazy, but it's looking good right now.
Cool.
No, we love to see it. Like you said, it's all about kind of bringing it back to form.
Absolutely.
Sitting 8 games out from being at 500, and that's the way I look at it. Is I just want to see your Mets get back to 500. Like, come on, you guys got this. Got this. Bring it back up before the All-Star game. Um, that would really set you up if you can make 500 by the All-Star game. That really sets you up for
I
like a
mean,
lot
if
of.
they
There's a
can't,
lot of hope for the second.
yeah,
Second
that's
half.
kind of what they did in 2024, where, excuse me, where they hung around long enough, and again they were not in a postseason spot till about August, I believe. I don't think they were officially in a spot, but they were close enough to make some acquisitions at the deadline, and that was enough to get them over the top. I'm hoping the same happens this year. I'm hoping they make up at least a few games over the next few weeks to really get themselves in buyer mode at the deadline.
Mm-hmm. See, it's funny that you say like it reminds you of like the 2024 Mets, right? And I'm like,
Yeah,
the vibes I get is actually like it's weird. The way the Cardinals season is going right now is very 2011-esque. They had a really strong start in 2011 before the Brewers went on an absolute tear, which the Brewers have gone on more or less an absolute tear, and kind of they went from the bottom
yeah,
of the division to leading the division by 4 games. And it was bigger than that just last week. So it's been crazy to see how the Brewers shot up and the Cardinals are now sitting second place. And then obviously in 2011, by it was like August in there was like they were 8.5 games out of the wild card spot because of the Braves. I don't think that's going to be the issue this year. I don't think the Cardinals are going to be fighting for a wild card spot with the Braves by any means, especially with the expanded. In 2011 wasn't expanded, but it's giving that kind of vibes. I don't want to see them collapse going into that July August, but we also don't have any names. Like I said, it's very different because we don't have Chris Carpenter, we don't have Albert Pujols, we don't have Yadier Molina. Like we don't have these big
yeah.
names,
You
so
have a
it's
good
still
young team, though. You have a good young team.
and that's the thing is all these guys on this roster, this could be their breakout year that leads them into all-star careers. You know, it could be one of those things where we just all the stars aligned and they end up all being all stars down the road. And this is the first year it all gets put together, especially with how Jordan Walker's finally putting it together. Like maybe everybody's gonna do that and they're just gonna win the World Series this year. It could happen.
We'll
On
see.
paper, based off of what you could see, you're not expecting it though.
Yeah.
Crazy though. It's been a fun year.
Speaking of fun year, I have a fun topic to talk about. Well, maybe fun depending on where he goes, but talks of Tarik Skubal being traded.
I heard somebody mentioned Dodgers, and I'm like, oh god,
it's possible. I've got an article right here.
I heard that there's a possibility they could get him.
There's here's 7 possible destinations of where he could go from MLB.com, and one of them is the Dodgers, unfortunately.
Who are the others? I'm curious.
At the top of the list, they got the Braves.
Okay. Don't like
would
that.
be terrifying. The Brewers, which would also be terrifying.
God damn it, no.
The Yankees, which is also terrifying.
Yeah.
The Mariners is on that list.
That's terrifying.
Which I personally think it would be great. We have we don't need another starter, but if we have Tarik Skubal, that would be pretty fucking awesome. That means our offense wouldn't have to do literally anything.
Yeah.
And then also the Rays and the Guardians are also on this list.
Rays and the Guardians. I think the top 4 of those that were mentioned, if any one of those teams gets it, I mean, you have to think they are going to win the World Series at that point. If the Dodgers get Skubal too, oh my god.
Yeah,
if the Braves get Skubal, oh my god. If the Brewers get Skubal, oh my god. Like, fuck.
I hope he stays in the AL, honestly. I don't know if they would. I don't know what AL team would be a legit candidate to really trade for him, but I hope he stays in the AL.
Personally,
unless he's, unless the Mets get him, I would be on board with the Mets getting him. I wouldn't hate that.
Yeah,
I was like, all right, if they stay in the AL, go to the Mariners. Fuck it.
Because the issue with
I would be okay with him going to the Mariners. I don't know if the Mariners would really be trading for him, but
that's what I'm saying. Why I don't want the Mariners to go for it, because there's so much you have to give up to get him, and you would probably only have him for the rest of the season. You probably would not have him for that season. What?
It's like, how much future are you giving up?
Yeah, you'd be giving up a ton of future, and the Mariners have built up, a lot of prospects. They have several top prospects. Right. They don't need them. They have the 6-man pitching rotation, and then they have Cade Anderson, who's killing it down in the minors as a starter, and they do not need him. Meanwhile, these other teams, I hate to say it, but I could definitely see the Dodgers doing this, and I think if the Dodgers do that. And no matter what, we're probably going to get into a lockout.
Oh, I was going to say, that's the thing is, you also got to think the Mariners could see this as we don't believe in another season right now, and they could just go for it just to really try and solidify their chances at winning a World Series this year, not knowing what's going to happen next year. And then you also think about this. If I'm Skubal with this lockout impending, you think about, you probably just take the money. So whoever offers you the most, you just take it.
I'm actually wonder how contracts and stuff are going to work once we hit the lockout. I mean, because I think the CBA expires like at the end of the season, so I don't know how that's going to work with contracts and stuff. I'm trying to remember how it worked a few years ago when we had the off-season stoppage in going into 2022. So I think actually, it'll be at the beginning of the year. So guys will have to I think if you sign by January 1st, then you're good. But then after that, if there's going to be a lockout, that's when that would start.
But there's also the question of, is he even being traded? Because
true,
he could be kept with the Tigers. But we'll have to see.
I don't know. I mean, the Tigers right now are second to last in the American League. They're 6.5 games out. it would not make sense to not trade him. Like if they're still down there when we approach the trade deadline, he will get moved. The Tigers would be stupid not to, because they'll get a
They
haul
could
for him.
they could get a lot, yeah.
For sure.
I didn't realize the Tigers were struggling that bad. Holy, I didn't realize
Yeah, they started off pretty good, I thought, and honestly, the one series the Mets have actually swept this year was the Tigers, and I think it was kind of all downhill from there.
I think the big thing is that Skubal has been out with an injury for a good bit. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he just returned from that injury yesterday to play. He only went 4 2/3 innings.
Which makes
Wow.
sense, yeah.
I
So
won't lie. I thought the Royals had won the World Series earlier than 2015.
where did that come from?
I
Yeah,
was
that
like,
was.
sorry,
Wait,
my
what?
brain was looking into the Royals being below the Tigers right now.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I was like, wait, I was like, why are the Royals so bad this year? I thought they were relevant recently.
I mean, they made the
Woof.
postseason in 2024. That was kind of looking like their breakout year for their young core, and they just have not been able to match it since. They've been pretty bad.
Yeah, my ADHD brain went on a huge tangent.
They paid Bobby Witt a lot of money, and they have
Mhm.
just not been performing as a team.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I do have
So-
another topic that is more so just a team to laugh at, because I want to laugh at the Nationals for for throwing away what is it, an 8-1 lead or 9-1 lead? I'm not
Ooh.
sure.
against the Giants, that was a crazy game. Walk-off grand slam, down by 3. Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, Bryce Eldridge grand
Ooh,
slam.
they had a 4-run
I saw
lead.
that.
Yep.
The walk-off grand slam. The one thing you can't do is
They
give
gave
up
up 10
that.
runs in the last 2 innings.
Yup.
I knew the Nationals pitching staff was bad, but good lord.
You literally do less damage to your team if you walk the guy. Like, just
Yeah.
you don't let him get the grand slam. That's your only job in that position, is do not give up the grand slam. Figure out the out. Do something other than anything that lets him go young.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of baseball, because you think of this moment, but how many, opportunities come up in the ninth with like a walk-off grand slam like that? They just
Yeah.
don't. It just doesn't happen. So it's kind of poetic,
Mm-hmm.
Crazy though.
That's a rough one.
How do you think the betting odds went for like the guy that bet in the 7th? You know what? I'm gonna bet $50 Giants win.
He probably did pretty well for himself.
What do you think the odds to pay back on that is?
Yeah, I don't know. There was pretty good if someone did bet that, though.
I got some stuff to talk about if you guys don't have anything else.
Go for it,
What's up?
man.
Well, I was gonna mention, y'all pay attention to the God, and it's the dude. Let's talk about a different Dodgers pitcher, Yamamoto. Holy shit! Almost a perfect game.
He's been pitching for like such long games. It's crazy.
It's so good. That's like the killer part. Is like they have Ohtani and Yamamoto. Like, what do you mean? He's literally eighth on the pitchers list and all pitchers for ERA right now, and he's eating up a lot of innings. I mean, he is 10th in all pitchers and innings pitched. Like,
that's crazy.
God. And you just don't hear about it. I saw it as it was still a perfect game. It's kind of, look, I'll be honest. I do like to see a perfect game. They're so rare. And I have no ill will towards Yamamoto. So like, I was kind of hoping he was going to lock it in. Unfortunately, he wasn't, but that's still fucking just amazing what he was able to do that game. Speaking of, though, it was against the White Sox.
Yep.
And I wanted to bring out the White Sox because let's just talk about them a little bit. Are they? I mentioned this last time. I was like, they're kind of real.
Yeah, they're real.
They're kind of still struggling with the Guardians on who's gonna lead their division. They did have sole lead, but now they're a half game back again. But their last two series, including the one that they're in tonight, where it's actually they're playing right now against the Dodgers in the third. They're down 1-0, but their last 6 games, including the one today, is the Braves and Dodgers, and they were able to take 2 from the Braves with a rain postponement on the 11th. So they didn't even technically lose to the Braves in that series yet. And they've split it so far with the Dodgers with an 8-2 slacking in the first game. Obviously, they got shut out, almost shut out. Breaking up the perfect game was a home run on the 13th.
Broke up technically the perfect game was broken up by a Mookie Betts error. But he still had a no-hitter going.
True, right. My bad. It was the Mookie Betts error that then it was going to be a complete game shutout, and then he gave up the solo. He gave it the shot, but
yeah,
crazy though. That's kind of why I was even saying with the Cardinals, like it's not like the Cardinals have this record and they haven't played good teams. They've played some of the best teams and won those series. And here are the White Sox playing good enough to be at the top of their lead or at least in contention for the division lead, and they're winning against the best teams in baseball. So it's kind of like, shit, I don't think the White Sox are a joke. They're kind of real.
They've come a long way from the shitsball extravaganza.
they sure have. You know, it's good to see though, man. There's been a lot of energy at those games on the South Side. It's been fun.
I was just about to say, who was that kid they called up? He's doing really good for them to replace
Montgomery, maybe?
Was it Montgomery? No, because he didn't he end up hitting a home run in his first appearance and it helped them win? Wait, it might have been. They have 2 Montgomerys.
Yeah, they have 2 Montgomerys.
It is Braden Montgomery. That's why.
Montgomery was the one they
Braden Montgomery is the one that ended up in his first game helping them win it all, almost immediately making an impact.
Yep, they beat the Braves. That was a good thing to see. I enjoyed that very much.
Yep. One of those things where it just seems like things are going well for that team. I just realized Randall Grichuk's on their team. He's a former partner.
Yeah, that's right. He is on the White Sox. He's kind of bounced around a little bit. He's had his struggles, but you know, he's made his way back. That's cool.
So yeah, it's just one of those really fun, feel good stories for the White Sox. You know that they're kind of up there. They're incredibly in competition with everything going on right now, and who knows? Maybe the White Sox will be the better Chicago baseball team this year.
I hope so.
Very much within the realm of possibility right now.
I really hope
the Cubs.
So.
Interesting thing I'm kind of thinking about with the Cubs is if they disappoint again and, you know, they end up missing the postseason, do they move on from Craig Counsell? I remember a few years ago, he was kind of the big get on the manager market, and a lot of people thought he was actually going to come manage the Mets, and then ended up going to the Cubs. I'd be curious to see, you know, if they moved on from him, if they missed the postseason, and if that's somebody the Mets will be on if they also move on from their manager.
I think so. Here's the situation I see with this kind of thing. The White Sox are in a division, the AL Central, which is a pretty tight division, but realistically, it's well, I say tight. It's Tigers and Royals are just more or less non-competitors right now. It's Twins, Sox, and Guardians. And the one thing that could really help the White Sox really power past the Cubs is the fact that the Cubs is in the NL Central, which are just absolutely beating the shit out of each other and everybody else. So it's like
Yeah.
the Cubs could end up being on the back end of this just because they're in such a contentious division too. And yeah, I mean, that'd still be really cool to see. As obviously, as a Cardinals fan, I'm always gonna root for whatever makes the Cubs look worse. So let's go, White
Yeah.
Sox, baby!
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
Also,
Get back Murakami, please.
speaking of the Cardinals, actually, I have the Mets game on in the background, and John Hamm is there for some reason. Because I know he is a big Cardinals fan. That's a
Oh
curious
yeah.
one. He's wearing a Knicks hat too, it looks like.
If you're not an NBA fan, I think you're just a Knicks fan right now.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously St. Louis has not had an NBA team in a very long time, so maybe he's just a Knicks fan. I don't know.
I
So
want
the
to.
Spurs won in 2014. I was looking that up because I was kind of interested on how long it had been since they won. It felt
Yeah,
like to
they
me
last
in this
one.
championship that the Spurs felt like the bad guys. It felt like everybody
yeah, I
really
think we
wanted the
can
Knicks to win
all
it.
agree on that. Yeah, I mean, because Knicks fans were going kind of insane, and they definitely looked like the bad guys at a couple points, but it still was not enough to make people root against the Knicks. I
Right.
mean, Spurs were just on some dirty shit all series. I still don't know how Victor Wembanyama got as many no calls as he did because, my God, he was trying to fucking kill someone.
I mean, at least they were the two teams that I was hoping would make the finals personally, because I'm just glad that SGA wasn't back in the finals.
Oh yeah,
I,
we can all get on board with that. Massive win for ethical hoops.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I did want to have one more thing to talk about that I know that
Yep.
Solis mentioned earlier on. Jacob Mizorowski.
Oh yes, I do want to
This
talk about what
Unreal.
he just did the other
What an
night.
absolutely unreal start.
full complete game, 15 strikeouts, 1 hit.
Hardest
On
pitches
95
ever thrown
pitches
ever by a
too.
starter.
95. Like
95 pitches.
to be throwing like 104, 105 like he is, and then going out there and also throwing a Maddox in the absolute dominant fashion that he did. I mean, he is dare I say he's the best pitcher in baseball right now with
I
Skubal
don't.
hurt.
I was
think
gonna
he's
argue it.
I think he's I think
yeah.
at least in the National League, I think he's got to be. I mean,
I think he's the best pitcher
probably
in
above
baseball.
Skeens as of this season.
Well, I mean, I'll even give you this. He sits as he's the highest he has the highest amount of strikeouts in all of baseball by almost 20 strikeouts. The guy
Jeez.
below him is at 114. He's at 131. And I also have to dictate this. Christopher Sanchez of the Phillies is the person with 114 strikeouts, but he's also pitched 12 more innings than Mizorowski. So
Yeah.
not only is there almost 20 difference in strikeouts, but he's also pitched 12 more innings. That's unheard of.
Insane.
I will say, I'm looking at this right now. This Dylan Cease for Toronto. I don't know. Maybe is he injured or something? I don't know what's going on with him because he's only pitched 68 innings and has over 100 strikeouts. So he was on level to have he's almost 20 innings pitched less.
Yeah,
pick up
I
30
know he did
strikeouts.
miss sometime. He was hurt, but he is pitching again now. He last pitched on Tuesday.
He must be doing all right because I mean that's the top 3 pitchers that have thrown 100 strikeouts or more.
Yeah.
Paul Skeens is at 99, and so is Gavin Williams out of Cleveland. But everybody else outside of Dylan Cease at third have pitched over 80 innings to get to the 100 strikeouts. But Jacob is at 131. Jacob Mizorowski, 131.
He's just been on another level. He's
Dude,
just been it's Been
and he's
insane to watch.
pitching like a Aroldis Chapman, but he's got enough stuff to get through a complete game in 95 pitches.
Yeah,
I mean,
What?
I'm just watching these highlights of just his strikeouts in this game. It's so insane seeing
I'm scared.
like every pitch
I mean,
103 plus. Like, what do you
Yeah.
mean?
and I think it was also kind of a point of controversy that he got named to the All-Star game after making, I think, like 9 starts last season, and then actually ended up struggling a lot down the stretch to the point where people are asking, are the lights too bright? Is he not this big prospect that everyone thought he was? And then he's going out there and doing what he's doing this season. So,
I mean,
I
his
mean,
numbers.
good on
I've got
him.
his numbers right here, just because it's fun. Last year he only pitched in 15 games. He had a 4.36 ERA with a WHIP 124 WHIP, which is great. That's still great. That ERA is a little conflating.
Yeah, that's not really great, but it's not horrible.
But in those 15 games, he still had 87 strikeouts. He's only at 14
Yeah, I
games though, and
mean,
he has 131 this year though.
yeah,
Jeez.
it's just been on a complete other level this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I mean, truly, you're trying to talk about like what Yamamoto's done and what Otani's done, but in the same breath, you would say by numbers, Otani technically looks a little bit better other than strikeouts, but
Yeah, I mean,
if you look at what Murzarowski's actually doing, that's the best pitcher in baseball. He's 24, he's young, and I'm hoping, because that's my fear. My fear is he's riding this high of I'm literally doing stuff that is kind of historic right now, and he's gonna throw out his arm. I don't want him to do this.
That's
He's too freaking young, but I'm worried about that. No starter should pitch that hard for 95 pitches.
that is
I'm
that is
just
kind of what
worried.
I'm worried about. I am kind of worried about like it's amazing what he's doing, but I just can't see how long can he do this for without getting hurt.
Like, do
Like,
they need to take him out for August and let him breathe? Like,
they
I
are
don't
giving him a
know.
longer break after that performance. I don't know when he's pitching next, but I know that after that was on the 12th, I think. Pretty sure that's when this on June 12th was when he played that, and they're giving him a longer break after that.
Wait, he did that on the 12th?
Yes.
His debut was June 12th, 2025. That was his year anniversary.
Wow.
yep.
I'm looking at it right now.
Yep.
That's amazing that he did that on his 1 year a year later on his debut. Oh my god, that's cool.
It just
The
I'm
12th,
crying.
baby. The 12th.
I'm crying that somebody younger than me is doing this, and what am I doing with my life?
No,
Like,
I'm 34. I got a
yeah,
decade on
dude.
this guy, and I'm like, what have I done with my life?
Man.
No, I was just saying that is amazing, Mizrowski.
I'm
I
sorry,
can't be.
Solis.
I don't like the Brewers. I don't like the Brewers, but I'm gonna love. Like, I want this kid to keep doing what he's doing, and I want him to do it for a long time. He's obviously gonna drop the velo over time, but that doesn't mean he can't keep working on those other pitches, and he's gonna be as long as he can keep that arm healthy, he can be in this league for a long time, and I just want to see it because
Yeah.
he's doing some really cool stuff, and I just want to see it.
Yeah.
He only drafted in 2022. Yeah, I mean he pretty quickly got up there. He's a Missouri boy too.
Yep.
He's Blue
Yep, he
Blue Spring.
is.
All right, come to the Cardinals, baby.
I don't see that
Well,
happening.
you got a while before that can even happen. So
We have a really young staff.
anyway,
We should have some free money. Maybe we could buy. No, the Brewers are not trading him at the half.
yeah.
All right.
Anyway,
I think it's time to call it there.
yep.
Yep. I was just gonna say Jordan Walker, 18th homer. Let's go.
Good stuff.
All right.
All
Thank you all
right.
for listening to the Untitled Furry Baseball Podcast. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll see you guys next time.
Who are you rooting for in the World Cup?
Yeah, let us
I want to
know.
see that in the comments.
Let's go
That's- yeah.
Netherlands. Let's go
Oh,
Netherlands.
we never. You know what we didn't do? I
Deutschland,
don't know if you
Deutschland,
guys have paid
Deutschland.
attention to any of it because I forgot to. Was the college baseball?
Oh,
Yeah, I
Classic.
mean, it's still going on.
So maybe more next week, but I totally
Yeah.
forgot to look at that this week.
Yeah.
Totally forgot.
Yeah, let us know who you're
Yeah,
going
it's
for the
all
World
good.
Cup. Go Netherlands.
Bye.